Welcome back. All right, so Toronto in against Tampa Bay tonight. Is this the year? So we've been waiting for Toronto to get out of the first round for a while now, right? And in the Austin Matthews era, it has not happened. It's starting to look like it could happen this year. Now, I know people are going to point to last year against Montreal. I know they're going to talk about previous years against Boston. But eventually, Toronto has to win a round, right? Eventually, it has to happen. Why not this year? So it's Campbell versus Vasilevsky. Early jump was for Tampa. Leafs then press after that. We had some good back and forth. Fast start to this game. Delay game call gives the Leafs a power play. Matthews has a chance that won't go. Matthews was denied. And then with 4 seconds left in the power play, Riley scores the power play goal at 4:52 from Marner and Matthews. So Toronto's on the board first, which I think in this series is going to be key throughout. Palat was then denied on a turnover. The shots are 5 apiece at 7.5 minutes. Campbell's playing well, right? Bolts get a power play. Leafs don't let them set up. Good penalty kill by the Leafs. Kucherov couldn't bury one. The Leafs clear. There was a shorthanded chance for Kasha. That was blocked. And then Lyubushkin comes out of the box. It was Lyubushkin that had taken the penalty, and as he comes out of the box, he joins the rush. So they've been talking about how the offense is not what they expected with Lyubushkin. Hey, I watched him in Arizona this year. I didn't expect this from him either, but it is a much better offensive team in Toronto than in Arizona. So Blackwell scores on the 3-on-1 right after the kill. Lyubushkin joining that after the penalty. He gets the first assist. Engvall the secondary assist at 9:44. Engvall should have been one of the 3 stars. Throwing that out there. Anyways, Blackwell with the goal, and he pumps his fist, and everything's great, and it's 2-0 Toronto. And that really quieted things down in Tampa. But Toronto fans out in the streets making a lot of noise tonight in Toronto. And it was nice to see that. So the Leafs then get a power play. But the Bolts kill looks better this time than it did the last time. Giordano has a shot that's saved. There's a shorthanded rush for Cirelli just as it's coming to an end. So that does finish off that power play. It had 3 shots. But we're up to 11-6 in favor of Toronto at this point. They're playing such a solid road game. So the Leafs press the next shift. The crowd's getting kind of restless at this point. Nylander has a chance that's held. The Leafs with the momentum. Point then had a fast break. He was denied by Campbell. Belmar with a near miss as the Bolts are pressing, trying to get a goal before the period's out. Paul has a blast that's held. A stretch pass to Kasha doesn't connect. Point's denied again, and then there's some shoving on that whistle. Hagel with a rush chance. Paul's shot was held on a 2-on-1. So very wide open game overall in that first period. The Leafs press in the final minute. Things get pushy at the horn. But I will say that the Leafs appear to have made the right call with making the lineup changes they did. This was a very different feel with this game. And you didn't, at least I didn't get this sense that it could blow up, right? You don't get the sense that it could get really physical and guys could get really mad and all that fun stuff. So we're going to the second period. It's 2-0 Toronto, right? Chernak had a call at the horn, which meant it was a 2-minute power play for the Leafs to start. What was funny with that was that this pushing at the horn, you can see the referee sort of nudges Chernak and goes, yeah, you're getting the call. And Chernak was, what, seriously? He only took 1 out of there. So McDonough is then guilty of a delay game call. So it makes it a 5-on-3 for 25 seconds. However, they kill off the 5-on-3, and then Hagel had a shorthanded rush that was saved. Spezza has a shot that's held, and that's the only shot on the power play. Point with a hit on Marner. That gets a reaction from the crowd. They're looking for something to cheer for at this point. A stretch pass to Riley wouldn't connect, but then David Kampf scores at 5:52. It's a rush goal on a turnover, and it was forced by Lyubushkin. So this is where I kind of had one of those moments where I was like, okay. So you've Lyubushkin that they acquired at the deadline. You've got Kampf, who they acquired in the offseason. We've got Blackwell, who they acquired at the deadline. There's a lot of new faces in this Toronto lineup, which I don't think a lot of us really took into consideration coming into the playoffs, right? You have that blind spot for Tampa. You see the Toronto Maple Leafs logo and you go, well, it's the same as last year in all likelihood. So far, not so good. Not on that prediction anyways, right? Toronto's look very good. So Engvall then had a rush chance that was saved. The Bolts with a 2-on-1. That draws a power play. There was a shorthanded chance for Marner. He's actually denied twice. Vasilevsky thought he had the puck the first time. He didn't. Palat couldn't bury one. The Leafs cleared out. But then Colton, beautiful cross-ice pass, sets him up for the power play marker. Sergachev with that fantastic cross-ice pass. Palat with the secondary assist at 11:03. So that's a one-timer and it's in. Colton made no doubt on that one. There was no doubt on that one for Colton. The Leafs then get a power play. Nylander has a shot that's saved. Good cycle by the Leafs after that. There's a near miss for Matthews. That's killed off. It just has the 2 shots for Toronto. Now, the Leafs do press after, but the Bolts do clear it out. Point then had a net feed that wouldn't go. Stamkos is denied, and Campbell holds on. So Campbell having a very good game. Colton's then robbed in close on a face-off win. There's a crossbar then for Colton, and it's a huge miss for him because he had the net, and he hits the crossbar instead. Cirelli's then Bolts pressed with 4.5 minutes left. Brody defends a Kucherov rush. Perry with a wrapper, and that was defended out, and then Cirelli's denied in the closing seconds. So it's 3-1. It's a 2-goal lead for Toronto after 2 periods. But you could see, like, Tampa has some momentum at the end of that period, and they're kind of holding on a little bit. So third period, Bolts press on that first shift. And again, you get that feeling of desperate hockey from the team that's at home, the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champs. Most of the first 2 minutes are in the Leaf zone. Hedman gets his first shot of the game during that press, which is not often the case with Hedman. He normally has shots before the third period. Matthews then had a rush chance that was blocked. He was then denied on a break. There's a post for Marner after that. Kucherov's denied on a break. But then Palat wires one. He scores from Killorn and McDonough at 5:43, and suddenly it's a 1-goal game. Now, this is where the Leafs call a timeout. This is where the Leafs were right to call a timeout. Sheldon Keefe pulling his guys aside and just, talking to them about what they need to do and settling it down. This is absolutely the perfect time to call a timeout if you're the coach. So, the Bolts did press the next shift, however. Spezza then had a rush chance that was held. There's some pushing after that. Paul couldn't get the handle on a dangerous chance. It was kind of passed into his skates. The shots are 6-4 for the Bolts with 8 minutes left. 7:46 left. Tampa Bay gets power play. Stamkos was robbed. The fans thought sure goal. Wasn't. He was just robbed by Campbell. Hedman has a shot that's held through a screen. Then there's a shorthanded break for Mikheyev where he fires wide, and the Leafs kill it off. Bolts press with 4 minutes left. There's a near miss for Cirelli on a rush opportunity. The Bolts are controlling it. The Leafs are trying to hold on at this point, so I would imagine there were some Leafs fans that were getting kind of tense as this game went on because it's 3-2, and you're like, all right, come on, guys, because you had the 3-0 lead. You don't want to lose that 3-goal lead, right? So Hagel couldn't bury one in close as there's more pressure. They did pull the goaltender with 2:20 left. That allows Toronto to get an empty netter and release that pressure. It's Mikheyev from Engvall at 18:20. What was interesting with that was Engvall totally could have put it in the net. He gave it to Mikheyev anyways. So that was a 2-0 turnover into the empty net. So they pulled the goalie again. Engvall missed the empty net that next time. And then at 19:55, 5 seconds left, Mikheyev gets his second from Engvall. So Engvall had 3 assists in this one. I wouldn't have minded seeing him get a start, but he doesn't. I don't think he cares. Your final score is 5-2 for Toronto. They lead the series 2-1. All they have to do is win 2 more games. They're in the next round. It just sounds so simple, doesn't it? It's so simple as all you have to do is just go out there and win a couple of games. We can do that. Historically, they've had struggles. I really hope this time is different. So your 3 stars are Campbell, Palat, and Marner. See, and there's going to be fans who say, well, he doesn't mean that. Okay, shots are 15-9 Toronto in the first, 14-11 Toronto in the second, and then 14-7 Tampa in the third. They played desperate hockey, could not solve Campbell enough. Your power plays, 1 for 5 for Toronto, 1 for 3 for Tampa. The hits, 41-36 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Campbell saves 32 out of 34. Vasilevsky saves 31 out of 34. And so this is where Vasilevsky, who's now 15-0 in the playoffs when he's lost the previous game since 2020. We'll see if he can become 16-0. And if Toronto can break that streak in the next game, they have an excellent chance to come home in Game 5 and maybe win a series in front of the home crowd, which I think would make Toronto fans quite happy, and it would end this narrative that they can't win a series, right? Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.